Did Ripple create a new way to handle money? Vince Scott has given us a new movie. Listen to what he has to say. We'll also look at what might happen to the price of XRP if Ripple became the major part of the banking system. There's also new information going around about stable coins and how the network effects for whatever gas token or utility token they are could be huge if they really take off. We are going to look at some these news and details. At the end, there is also information from Deloitte, Ripple, and the XRP guys. Let's get right to it. I hope today is wonderful for you. Please click like if you find this useful. The IRS took away the house and everything in it. Because of this, I've had a blood war with the system ever since. This system has pretty much stomped all over everyone in the middle class. People were behind on their mortgages and car loans. There is a crisis in national debt going on right now. Also, David Schwartz answered a question I had yesterday. That question could be shared. That's right, the question was whether Ripple created a banking system. Then I went on to explain where in the unit of accounts XRP could be sent over a payment method through the exchange, as either gas to be burned to make the deal possible, or a money processor to change it into any stable coin or tokenized asset you want, with the option to store value as RUA or something else in the unit of account. He pretty much said, yes, that is a financial system. What we have here for the Internet of Value and the transfer of value is a new way for people all over the world to do business. So what does that mean for the Federal Reserve System? This system has been kept going by CIA coups, blackmail, and things like Epstein. Everything they've done around the world is pretty bad, and the people who put this system in place deserve to be killed. We all need to get out of it. Do you think there's a link between religion and what we're going through with DLT, distributed ledger technology? Do you really believe that Trump would have been shot and killed in milliseconds? At some point, you just can't deny things that are so obviously strange. Okay, in that place, it got religious. I don't know. I didn't think that would happen at the end. I saw the first minute or so of that. I wasn't ready for that finish. That's interesting. Okay, David Schwartz did agree that Ripple did create a new way to handle money. That's what I think they've been working on for 10 years. But now we're going. I had a question. What might happen to the price of XRPs if it really does become the backbone of the banking system? Talks about what will happen if the XRP ledger really does become the core of the global financial system, providing the main infrastructure for payments, transfers, and maybe even tokenization across borders. XRP price predictions for real-world assets range from moderately to extremely bullish, based on assumptions about how widely it will be used, how useful it will be, and how the market will behave. In this case, it's just getting some facts. 25 to 30, from cautious to optimistic. To be safe, the next 5 years will cost between $5 and $30. It sounds like being more bullish means being 15 to 25 or more by 2030. Then, if XRP has a lot of transactions, like 30% of all the money that goes through major brokerages, XRP could hit $20 to $30. Oh, that's the least bullish one. This is mostly positive. Some community members and people with a lot of influence think that XRP could hit $100,000, $200,000, or even $10,000 one day. In fact, I believe it is only a matter of time before we do something like that. It's always been one of the top 2 or 3 cryptocurrencies in the world when it comes to XRP. I think that Ripple has more ways to help financial companies solve their problems than either Ethereum or Bitcoin. I think XRP will be used more in the future because it can be used in futures, different types of contracts, loans, real estate, and a lot of other things. You can start doing this on the XRP system, which could add a huge amount of value. Most of the time, these situations assume that almost all banks and central banks will use XRP, with it serving as a bridge for most international transactions and tokenized assets. There is also some doubt and difficulty when it comes to clear rules and acceptance around the world. I'm not going to read those all the way through. We know that adoption takes time, but the truth is that anything can appear out of nowhere and become the norm. For years, groups like the IMF, BIS, and others have to try this technology. They need to let central banks play together in sandboxes to make sure the technology works, right? It's not just making promises, you know. They have to make sure that everything works before they can use it as a central bank digital currency, start a stablecoin, or do anything else that will use that infrastructure. This video is very interesting. A lot of people talk about Solana, but then the conversation shifts to XRP. I know this guy sounds a little strange, and you might be wondering why he keeps asking about Sol, but things will change now. You would have to pay them a fee in Solana's digital currency, Sol, in their electronic money. Yes, that's right. But the money comes from the same pot. I get it. Let's say it's $1 million, and they make it up and charge $1. I have no idea how much they charge. Let's say it costs $1 to get it all. They get that dollar in Sol. That's right. If Solana takes off and becomes the stablecoin network, I should put money into Sol because everyone will have to pay them in Sol. That's the point of use. Yes, that is the usefulness point I'm talking about. The big difference is that a steady coin is backed by $1. The value of the investment doesn't keep going up. There's no doubt that the company is useful, so stocking that makes perfect sense. What you're not so sure about is that there will be capital growth of a $1 reserve. Would you know? No, that's not my point. You have to pay them a fee. Yes. The fee will be paid in their own digital money. That's right. I already said this, but let's picture a world where stablecoin really takes off. Yes. Also, let's picture a world where Sol is the visa for stability. That's right, I need to get Sols. Do you buy Visa? Don't buy Visa anymore. I don't want to sell Sol. People will need to buy Sols to pay them, so I want to buy some. It went from Sols to Sols. This person must really like Solana a lot because he keeps saying things like this about him. About him, their fee. It makes sense. You can keep buying them though, because there's always $1 ready to back them up. That's my point. There isn't any. How would you have capital growth then? What? In Sol? Yes. Isn't there more prime time for Sol? People want Sol, but they have to put $1 up for every Sol they give out, or every USDC or Ripple coin they make. To be clear, it's Ripple USD, not XRP, the RLUSD bill, that has $1 behind it. Do you mean to say that Sol will be tied to the dollar? I don't mean to say that Sol will be. I don't want to get into the specifics of which safe coin there is. The steady coin doesn't go up in value. That's right. I'm talking about how the value of the Sol cash you will have will go up. Make up an easy story. Everybody goes stable coin. Yes, Solana is the only thing used in the world. Okay. Also, everyone needs to pay Sol in Solana. So that does happen. I'll give you one thing. Sol is getting more expensive. Really? It's likely that the price would go up if everyone used Solana. But Solana is mostly meme tokens, so who is really building on it right now? As a joke, I know that some important projects are being built on Solana, but when you talk about Solana, the first thing someone will ask is what kind of person is Solana? What is the most important thing that Solana is used for right now? Are you ready? Deals that are cheap. This means meme coins. That's what it is. Okay. Urlusd is what we need to talk about. When the value of Urlusd hits the trillions of dollars mark, it goes back to 1-to-1. This amount of money is kept on the XRP record. This is not about Urlusd on Ethereum. If we want to talk about value, we'll talk about Urlusd on the XRP system. That's why I wanted to find out more about a 1 trillion, 2 trillion, and 5 trillion